get myself roped into this. I'm working my passage on a Norwegian fishing trawler in one of the harshest and wildest seas on the planet. When they drop me off, I'm going to be in the high Arctic on the most northerly inhabited island in the world, Spitsbergen. And apparently, it's only that far from the North Pole. Woo!
My journey into the high Arctic starts from the northern Norwegian port of Tromso, well above the Arctic Circle. From Tromso, the fishing trawler takes me 600 miles further north to the extremely remote islands of Spitsbergen, otherwise known as Svalbard, where I'm dropped off at Longyearbyen, the world's northernmost town.
And the second part of my journey is going to take me right to the northern tip of the islands, through snow, ice sheets, avoiding icebergs, to try and find one of the fiercest creatures on Earth, the polar bear.
My journey north from Longyearbyen in search of polar bears takes me halfway around the islands in the toughest of tough boats.
Ooh.
Navigating through half-frozen seas, it's specially ice-strengthened to survive the tough voyage through the icy Arctic Ocean. The Norwegian fishing port of Tromso, where my journey north towards the remote islands of Spitsbergen starts, is already more than 200 miles north of the Arctic Circle, in the land of the midnight sun.
Well, there used to be a passenger ferry from Tromso to Spitsbergen, which is 600 miles north that way. But now, the only way I can get there by sea is on that thing there, a fishing vessel. Madly, they've agreed to take me, but sadly, I've got to work my passage. Don't like the sound of that. They must be mad, or I'm mad. Ahoy there. Anyone there? Oh, hello, look at this. Ooh.
Hello.
Is it Roger?
This is Roger, yeah.
God, what is this? Is this the penthouse suite? You didn't... Is this all mine?
It's not all yours.
You shouldn't have done, really. It smells of fish a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But it's a fishing boat, you know. So welcome on board.
Thank you.
So do you get seasick on board?
To be honest, I don't know. We'll soon find out, though. Is my cabin through there or something? Or...
It's upstairs. Okay. I'll show you the way.
I'll let you lead the way.
Yep. Okay.
Feeling a bit queasy already, to be honest.
Yep.
Whew. Wow, is this all mine?
This is all yours.
Wow.
This is where you're going to sleep.
This is fantastic. This is like a first-class hotel.
So,
yes.
Welcome to the boat.
Thank you.
What you should do now is get some rest.
Okay.
Go to sleep as soon as possible, because you're going to need it.
I don't like the sound of that.
Good luck.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for your help, Roger. Appreciate it.
Good advice, I'm sure, to get some rest before we start the hard work of fishing, but the view as we leave port is so beautiful it's hard to sleep through it, even though bizarrely it's the middle of the night.
This is midnight. We're leaving at midnight. And look at this, it's all calm, it's all beautiful, the sun's out, the mountains look fantastic. It's like a Mediterranean cruise. But I know very soon we're gonna be out there in the heart of darkness and it's all gonna change. So I'm gonna just enjoy this moment.
From Tromso, it's around 24 hours voyage north to the rich fishing grounds where we're trawling for cod and haddock, just south of Bear Island and halfway between the Norwegian mainland and Spitsbergen. Here, I've got to get all my fishing gear on. Can't go out there and freeze. And also it's going to be a mucky job, so here we are. This is me onesie, all in one. I asked for one in blue, but they just didn't have it in stock. This is last year's colours. Ow, God. Even Houdini has trouble getting into this one. Look at that. Am I ready for some fishy action or what? Come on. I don't want to see no tiddlers. Look at the sea, man. Look at that out there. Oh, that looks wild. Woo. I'm a little bit too close. If I fell in the water with this on, which is like warm, but it's not going to give you much protection against the cold of the sea, I'd last about, they reckon, about 10 minutes in this before I freeze to death, so fingers crossed, yeah?
Wow, look at that. 2 nets going out at one time. Whoa, here they go. Woo-hoo! So he can check up there whether it's like full or not. If there's loads, then he'll quickly bring it in, or it might take ages. The thing that I've noticed on this trawler is everything moves. It's like if it's static, it doesn't matter. The sea's bashing it about, and then when you're down on this deck, you've got the ropes, you've got the metal coils, there's bits coming at you, shaking. It's like you really got to keep your wits about you and a hard hat on. Oh.
Finally, after the trawl nets have been out for a couple of hours or so, the captain decides that they're ready to bring in.
Here comes the moment of truth. Look at that, that's one of the nets. That is absolutely crammed with fish. That is a catch. In fact, I can see both nets. They're both absolutely rammed. Whoa! Jeez, man, look at that! I've never seen so many fish in my life. How many tons is that, you think? 8 tons? Eight tons of fish, and he's got another one coming in. Look at that. Woo! There you go, that's what your cod looks like. If I had that in England, that would be fish and chips all the way. That is 2 beauties, man. Whoa! Oh!
Because of the method by which trawler fishing scoops up so many fish, it is controversial, and I'll be asking more about that later, but now it's time to help out and start working my passage. For my first job, I rake the fish that still remain on deck into the holding pen, from where they are processed in the fish factory down below.
Okay, there you go, they've all gone down now, the fish. The only downer is, I've got to get down there and start gutting them. This was the easy job.
Down in the fish factory, first up, I'm put to work on the machine that cuts off the fish heads.
That's an amazing machine, isn't it?
I'm shown how to use it by Oscar, the shift foreman.
So what do I do?
Hold the fish like this,
Yeah.
and push it so it stops in the fins.
Yeah. Okay.
And it has to be straight.
Okay, let's go. I don't like the look of that saw. I'm not liking this at all. Is that not straight?
So, these cuts aren't very good.
Aren't they?
So, I see what you're doing. You're feeding it with the tail first, but it's
Okay.
better to feed it like...
So you got to put it in, chuck it in it, and it's got to be straight, yeah? No?
No. It's not as easy as it looks. But
No,
you know,
it's
with-
not. It's quite a skill, isn't it?
And you know,
Which I'm not really getting yet.
And I actually slow down the machine for you.
If you can't even put a fish in a mechanical machine that's actually going to do all the work, it's not a good start, is it?
Well, not really.
No.
Plus, we don't really have time to teach you this.
I hear ya. I'm rubbish. Get off there and do something else. I've been sacked.
To give me an easier task that I can't make such a mess of, Oscar gets me doing the next job on the production line, gutting the fish.
How am I doing?
I think you need to work a little faster. This is actually a one-man's job.
This is a one-man's job.
Yeah. You don't have to have too much skill here. It's more about speed.
I think, is this the one that I cut? That looks like one of mine, isn't it?
Substandard cut fish, like my one, as well as all the guts and the heads, are pumped overboard, making a feast for thousands of seagulls. They're delighted by all the blood and guts, but I'm certainly not.
I'm not sure I'm made out to be a fisherman.
Well, maybe not. It's not for everybody, you know.
When's tea break?
That usually is 3 hours into our shift.
3 hours? I'm getting a bit thirsty. Oh.
Shifts on board the trawler are 6 hours on, 6 hours off. 6 hours on, 6 hours off. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for weeks on end. It's a really tough job for the 18 crew on board, often in rough seas, but there's no shortage of people wanting to do it.
I'll tell you money.
It's good money, yeah?
I would never do this if it wasn't for the money.
Yeah.
Not a chance in my life.
Right, so you get a basic wage, and then you get a percentage of the catch or something?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Cash.
Oh, that's good. So if it's a good catch, yeah, how much would you earn in that year?
Last year, I had 202 days out at sea, and I made a little bit more than £100,000.
Really, £100,000? That's about $150,000 then a year, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be around $150,000. If it's a good year.
But there are also bad years where you earn the half of it.
Oh, what, only 75,000, you poor thing?
Yeah.
How do you survive?
Yeah.
God, that's good. Oh, ay. Oh, yeah. Ugh. Wow, it's weird getting used to this, like, shift thing, 6 hours on, 6 hours off. But the hardest thing is the 24-hour light. Every time you wake up, you go to bed, any time of the day, bright sunshine. Whew. Just opening curtains. Oh, there you go, there's the view. Look at that, lovely waves and sea. Endless waves and sea. Sea and waves. Waves. Waves and sea. Waves and sea. Once again, the captain is bringing in the trawl nets. And since I'm not on shift for another hour or so, I grab the chance to have a chat with the man in charge. Whew. A bit windy out there.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that. That's a nice catch there you got there.
That's a very nice catch.
Yeah. I reckon that's about just under 10 ton.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You're getting the hang of it now.
Yeah. So that's a massive load of fish. You've got trawlers everywhere. Surely there's no fish left in the sea, is there?
Oh, plenty more fish in the sea. In Norway, we're doing sustainable fisheries.
Yeah.
The regulations are good. You have the quotas,
Yeah.
maximum limit we have to fish each year. So the fish stock has never been bigger, historical big.
Yeah, but if you've got a net out there, aren't you just trawling every single thing up, like the small fish or other species?
No, that's not true. Because of the regulations, we have fairly big mushes on the trawl. They have to be of a certain size.
Yeah.
So the small fish go out.
Okay. But what about the main complaint? Because your nets are on the bottom of the ground,
Yeah.
dredging up, so that must be messing up the environment underneath the water.
What the scientists I'm talking to have told me that they can't see any huge impact on the bottom.
Okay. But who are these scientists? Are they mates of yours, or are they government things, or are they, like,
This-
you know,
this
if
is
they're
actually
Greenpeace scientists would say one thing, your scientists would say another.
Yeah, I guess the picture is more complex than this. It's a good thing that somebody's complaining.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You have to have the debate.
Yes.
Something good
Yeah.
will come out of it. But this area we've been trawling for the last 40 years still works. We still get fish. The stock is historical high. So we're doing sustainable fisheries, and we're doing it not just for us, but for the next generation and the generation after that.
It's good to have a debate about the sustainability of trawler fishing and its effect on the environment. But there's no time for me to carry on the conversation now, as I'm due back on shift in the fish factory. Today I'm in the freezer section and taking the job seriously as usual.
It's a raining fish. Hallelujah. It's a raining fish. Stop it. You're in a serious factory, yeah? No joking about. That's how accidents happen. I love this job, man. This is my favourite so far. Look at that. You see what I'm doing? Chucking them in these blocks. These go into the freezer. 4.5 hours later, bang, they come out like this. Big blocks. Wow, now you really understand the other side of the fish factory. From the catch, which you drag it all in, it comes down gut, 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 to these blocks here. It's incredible, what a process, and woo, no messing about, bang.
Now it's time for me to try my hand at the very last job on the production line, stacking the packaged fish into the trawler's deep freeze.
Oscar, am I down in the freezer now? Yes, please. Okay.
The freezer hold is kept around minus 30 degrees centigrade, so you can't stay down here long, otherwise you'll get frozen solid yourself.
I'll tell you what, I can feel the cold, I can feel the hairs of my nostrils freezing up. Oh, look at all this. This lot here is just from the couple of days that we've been out. So imagine after like 5 weeks, this whole storage place would be full right to the top. And that's like 450 tons worth of fish. Woo! We ain't even just started, really. Oh, last one. Woo! Up there. Give us a lift, mate.
Next morning, as we travel north from the main fishing grounds around Bear Island, it's my last day on the trawler before we finally arrive off the coast of Spitsbergen in a few hours, en route to the remote island's main settlement, Longyearbyen. I've already tried most of the jobs on board now, so I've asked the captain if there's anything else that he can find me to do that's a bit different. It's all not just fun and games on this boat, you know, doing all the glamour jobs like fishing and stacking frozen fish. You've got to do the dirty jobs as well. Yeah. Oh. Some jobs dirtier than others, yeah. Oh, that is disgusting. I'm going to put this back in the captain's bathroom. Oh, dear me. That is minging. In truth, it's been a fantastic trip, and the captain and crew have been really good to me. Trawler fishing is an extremely tough job, and working out here for weeks on end would be much too hard for a softie like me. But I certainly enjoyed helping out for a few days. Finally, around 600 miles after leaving Tromso on the northern coast of Norway, we get our first glimpse of land for 5 days. Oh, wow, yay! Look at that, at long, long last. I can get a panoramic view of Spitsbergen for the first time. That is beautiful. Woo! Woohoo! Yay! I finally made it. There it is, the most northerly town on the entire planet. Norwegian. Oh, yeah, how cool is that, man? Oh, can't believe I'm here. Enjoy the rest of your trip, yeah?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for everything. See you later. Woo. Bon voyage. Founded just over 100 years ago, Norwegian takes its name from an American miner, John Longyear, who based his Arctic coal company here. These days, the coal has mostly run out, so the town and Spitsbergen in general now survives on Arctic tourism. In particular, it's one of the best places in the world to see polar bears. As they generally live out on the ice, the best way to see them is by boat, which is what I'll be heading out to do in a couple of hours' time. In the meantime, I've just got enough time to do some shopping in the world's most northerly supermarket. After 5 days on a working boat with no alcohol on board, I can't wait to buy some booze. That was a bit strange. They wouldn't serve me because apparently if you live here, you have to have a ration card to get alcohol. And everyone here is allowed 24 bottles of booze a month, and that's it. They wouldn't serve me. It's like a hangover from the mining times when they were like, way. But the mad thing is, you just go over the road, go to the pub, drink as much as you want. Hey, line them up. Home sweet home. Oh, God, look at that. Am I drooling? Excuse me. Can I have a... I've got to go for the singleton. Yeah. I'm here on my own and I might as well. You know, I've got friends, but I know it looks bad. Wow, look at that. My first drop for a few days. Oh, cheers. Oh, yes. Oh. What? Yes, I love you too. This is the second leg of my journey, and this is my new boat. Look at that. What a fantastic machine that is. Hello there. Permission to come on board. Thank you, sir.
My name is Axel.
Hi, Axel.
I'm your
Ian.
expedition leader. Hi, Ian.
Great.
Nice to have you on board.
Yeah, nice to be aboard. This is a beauty, isn't it?
Welcome on board.
Where's we come through here?
Over here.
Okay.
And then to the left.
Lovely. Oh, this is lovely. It's so dinky, and I love all this wood everywhere. Here we are. This is my cabin. Ooh. God, it's even smaller than a trawler. Ah. It's like little miniature room for a miniature man. And I've even got my own porthole to look out of. Wow, I tell you, this is exciting. It's the start of a completely new journey. I'm like, wow, leaving port, it couldn't get more opposite. The last boat, like a massive, great, you know, fishing trawler, and now I'm on this. Completely different, but it just feels wonderful. Woo-hoo. Oh, yes. This is what it's all about. Wow, this is like the perfect start to my journey. It's so calm out there, it's like a sheet of glass, and when the birds go past, it's like a mirror. You see the reflections. It's like, whoa, just really, whoa, calming and tranquil. Beautiful. Doesn't take long, however, for things to change. Soon we're out of the calm fjord in rough open water. Wow, that feels weird. Woo-hoo-hoo. Because we're down a deck, we're so close to the waterline, and when the waves go up and down, it's right up to the window. That was like there. Oh, you're like, oh, oh, that's splashing on the glass. Oh, that's a bit spooky, that is. It's like being in a submarine. Whoa, that is brilliant. Under the midnight sun, we travel north through the night, from Longyearbyen, around 100 miles north, up the coast of Spitsbergen to the small settlement of Ny-Ålesund.
So here we are in the middle of nowhere, halfway to the North Pole, in a tiny little place that nobody knows about, Ny-Ålesund.
These days, Ny-Ålesund is home to an international group of scientific research stations. But its main claim to fame came a century ago when it was a favourite jump-off point for expeditions trying to get to the North Pole. This here is a head statue of Roald Amundsen, who's a Norwegian explorer, and obviously, as everyone knows, he was famous for getting to the South Pole first, beating Scott, the British explorer, who sadly died on his attempt. But I didn't know, and I found out here, that actually Amundsen was the first man to make it to the North Pole as well. Amundsen's successful expedition to the North Pole was in 1926. 3 earlier expeditions led by American explorers said that they'd reached the North Pole, but their disputed claims are generally no longer accepted. And this here is the actual point where Amundsen left to go to the North Pole, but he didn't like go on a dog sled, he didn't like walk across the ice. Incredibly, he went on a massive airship, you know, like one of them huge Zeppelins the Germans had. And that pole there was where it was tied up to. It's mad. Filled with highly flammable and dangerous hydrogen gas, Amundsen's huge 350-foot-long airship set off from Ny-Ålesund with 16 people on board on May the 11th, 1926. With a top speed of 70 miles an hour, it took only half a day to make the historic journey to the North Pole, 750 miles north from Ny-Ålesund. It's a very short walk across the tundra to the mast where the airship was moored, but even so, we must take precautions. Because of the danger of polar bears, it's a strict law in Spitsbergen that unless you're on the road in town, you've got to be with a trained guide at all times, armed with a gun.
In case we have a polar bear encounter, what are we to do? We go together as one big group. This is not close enough. Go together like this. So the general rule is never enter the tundra unless you have someone with you who runs slower than you do yourself, because that gives you a fair chance of escaping. Now, jokes aside, stay together, stay quiet, and listen to your guides. Okay? Off we go.
It's amazing how invisible polar bears can make themselves. Suddenly the head pops up and the bear was just lying in a depression and you couldn't see him. So the thing that you do then is to retreat. You don't want to stand on the same ground as the bear because it's faster than you.
Is it true, and I heard this, that the polar bear, because it's got a black nose, so it puts a little bit of snow on its nose to creep up?
No, they don't do that.
Don't tell me that.
No, sorry.
Why would you crush my dream? Oh. Amundsen's polar dreams, of course, came true, starting from this very spot. But it was also here in the Arctic where he met his death in 1928, when fellow explorer Umberto Nobile crashed another airship on the way back from the North Pole here to Ny-Ålesund. What happened to Amundsen?
He took off to find Nobile. His airplane crashed somewhere off the coast of Norway, close to Bear Island. They hardly found anything from the airplane. They found a fuel tank and a few bits and pieces. They never found Amundsen, and we don't know what happened.
Wow.
That's all we know. Amundsen disappeared, and that was in 1928.
It's time to move on, and as we head out of the field from Ny-Ålesund to continue our journey north, the scenery is spectacular. I'll tell you what, this is the land of the glacier. There in front of me, two massive glaciers, one coming from that valley, one coming from there, from the top of the mountain, scraping down that jagged ice, slowly and slowly making its way to the sea. They look stunning. After an overnight journey from Ny-Ålesund all the way up the coast of Spitsbergen, we finally arrive at the small and very remote island of Danskoya. It was here from Danskoya in the late 19th century that an insanely brave team of 3 explorers tried to be the first to reach the North Pole, 30 years before Amundsen's airship expedition succeeded. See, you would have thought, like, leaving Svalbard on an airship is bonkers enough, but no, there's always a few people that have to go a step further than that, yeah? And in 1897, a group of Swedes left that island there in a hot air balloon, hoping that the wind would just take them over to the North Pole. Needless to say, ended in disaster. To learn more about what happened, I head ashore with Axel. Oh, this island's just littered with ruins, isn't it?
It is.
Wow, what's that bit there? Is that the swimming pool?
That's a filter for the hydrogen gas apparatus.
Okay. So they made all the gas here?
They made the gas here. They brought iron filings and sulfuric acid, and they mixed it, and that thing starts bubbling, and what bubbles is hydrogen gas. So you collect it, you run it through that filter, and then you lead it all the way up to the balloon, which was up there.
That just sounds crazy.
Balloon. And then you just cut the lines and take off to the North Pole.
Wow, it's crazy.
They were crazy.
And then where did the actual balloon take off from then?
The balloon was up there.
Oh, right.
Let's go and have a look.
Yeah.
So we're right now in the middle of the balloon house. This is where the balloon was. So the monument was built in 1958 in memory of the expedition.
Right, but it was this point where the whole balloon took off and went that direction?
It went over there, straight in that direction.
That's north, I hope.
That's north.
But that's crazy. So the whole thing relies on the gust of wind taking them north?
More or less. He could steer the balloon somewhat, but only to a limited extent.
So how far did they get?
They stayed in the air for 2 or 3 days, and then they crashed on the ice.
Why did they crash then?
Ice was forming on the balloon, weighing it down so that it couldn't stay in the air.
They must have thought about that. They must have thought, hey, it's going to all freeze up, isn't it?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And he had this fantastic invention. He had a sheet of silk on top of the balloon.
Okay, yeah.
So when that was all covered by frost, he tore it down and freed the balloon of all the frost.
Yeah, but the next day it's just going to freeze up again,
That's
isn't it?
right. That works once.
I shouldn't laugh. I apologise. What a tragedy, you know.
So how long did they survive on the ice after the balloon crashed?
They survived for 3 months, roughly.
Wow.
And they managed to make it onto land on White Island. That's a very desolate, remote island.
Yeah.
And that's where they were found 33 years later. And the 3 bodies were found, the diaries and exposed films, which were brought back home to Sweden and developed. So that's how we have the pictures of what happened.
That's incredible.
It's a crazy story, but it's a phenomenal one.
What an extraordinary tale. No wonder the early hot air balloonists have been nicknamed the Balloonatics. Just across the bay, Axel has something else important that he wants to show me. Over the past century since the balloon took off from here on its doomed journey to the North Pole, the landscape has significantly changed.
This glacier used to be a lot bigger. It used to cover the whole bay.
The whole bay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how long ago was that, though?
100 years ago.
Okay.
Something like that. Where the color changes from light to dark. That's where the glacier used to be.
You can really see it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like 2 different colours there.
Yeah.
So 100 years ago, that would all be ice?
Yes, it would.
Wow. So that hasn't taken that long, really, to disappear, has it?
No. They are retreating, all of them. And it's it's quick.
Is it global warming?
That is global warming, definitely.
Not only are the Arctic's glaciers melting, of course, but so is the Arctic Ocean. In fact, the area of permanently frozen Arctic sea ice is now the smallest in recorded history. Historically, a lot of the now open waters around the north of Spitsbergen should be frozen at this time of year. But today, in order to reach the sea ice where we're most likely to find polar bears, we must travel from Danskoya Island all the way around the east coast of Spitsbergen to a very remote, narrow channel called the Hinlopen Strait, where a cold current has kept the ocean frozen.
Oh, this is another glorious day on the boat. Look at that, beautiful sunshine. And overnight, we've been chugging away, and now we've come as far as the pack ice, which is all that there. And the difference about that is that is frozen sea water. Oh, that's got to be cold. But the good thing about it is you get a lot of polar bears on there. So fingers crossed, we might be able to get a glimpse of one. Wow. That's weird, like coming into the ice, of course it's moving the same as the ocean. So it's like the ice is alive, it's like throbbing. Woo, woo. Wow. Little traveller's tip, yeah? Don't be so keen or quick to volunteer when someone says, do you fancy doing something? Because it might backfire on you. Okay, right, here I go. Oh, the thing is, the whole point of this is to get to the top because you've got a fantastic view all over the pack ice, and that's the best place to spot a polar bear. So if I see it, I'm going to take all the glory. This is great! What a view from up here! Woo!
Have you spotted anything from up there?
I've got me binoculars! You couldn't bring them up. I forgot them! There's nothing out there. Not that I can see.
We don't have any luck spotting polar bears from a distance, so the captain decides to take the ship even further into the ice, as far as it will go. The aim is to get as close as possible to any polar bears that might be out there.
We're carving away, cracking away through the ice with the hull of the ship. It's all sort of slowed down, and it's quite a weird feeling because you can hear that with the ice going under the hull. It's amazing. Whoa, look at that. All that ice getting crushed by the boat. Woo. Well, I think that's as far as we go. You can see where the ship tried to crack through the ice. That's the front of the bow there. But we couldn't get through because the ice is too thick, so we're going to just have to stay here and look from this vantage point.
Now, all we can do is cross our fingers that a polar bear is out there somewhere and comes out onto the ice so we can see it. After an hour or so watching and waiting, we're in luck.
Wow, it's really hard to spot. There's a polar bear right out there in all the snow. There's miles and miles out there on the ice. You can only see it through binoculars. And it's sort of moving quite fast. You lose it because of the bad weather, and then but it's just like a blip. You have to like have super hawk eyes, and you've got to like track it. See, I've lost it now. Talking to you. That's your fault. Thanks, you made me lose it.
There's no time to climb the crow's nest before the polar bear vanishes. But to get a slightly better view, I head up to the wheelhouse and look out for it with guide Kirsten Lannenberger. Luckily, we soon catch sight of the polar bear again.
What a beauty. Nice, healthy female.
She's been out hunting on the ice, and remarkably, we get to see her catch a small seal pup.
The seals usually give birth to the cubs in little caves underneath the ice.
Okay, and that's their main food, is it, seals?
Seals, yes. They totally depend on seals.
So with the ice receding then, there's not going to be much seals around for the polar bears, is there?
Well, the polar bears totally depend on the frozen ocean. It's their habitat. It's where they get the seals. In the whole Arctic, the sea ice is retreating. And we've never had as little sea ice on Svalbard as now this year. It's really crazy.
So this year's even the worst?
On Svalbard, definitely.
Yeah.
It has been the warmest year ever on record.
Okay, so this point here, we wouldn't even get this far, would we, in normal
In normal
years?
we wouldn't be here, no.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance for the polar bear, or is it all doom and gloom?
There is a chance. They have survived climate changes in the past, but then there were no humans. Climate action is definitely needed.
Yeah.
It would be great to be able to see polar bears close up rather than in the distance, but hopefully we'll get the chance again soon. With the route ahead now blocked by sea ice, the ship is turning around to head back around the northern tip of the islands. With the sea ice already melted up there, apparently there's a good chance we might find some polar bears marooned on land. Making the long journey all the way back around the northern tip of Spitsbergen's main island, we finally head into Wood Fjord, which Axel and Kirsten think is a good place to look for polar bears. Once we're inside Wood Fjord's sheltered waters, we anchor up. Then we're off in the Zodiac to get further inshore to take a closer look. Almost immediately, we spot a white shape moving along the shore. It isn't a polar bear, but even so, I'm excited.
Look at that, you can see it. Just work it out, it's an Arctic fox. Just spotted it on the shore there. Now it's moving. There it goes, look at that speed, wow. I never thought we'd see one of them. There he is, still scampering along the shoreline. Arctic foxes have got white fur, which is perfect camouflage if you're in the snow, but if you're on shore like that, spot it a mile off. Lucky for us. Look at that, the fox climbed all the way up that steep cliff, and it's after the nesting birds can have a little munch on some eggs, but they know it's there and they're like, rrr, rrr, rrr. Oh, it's right on the ridge, right on the top. Look at that, sneaky.
For a moment, I'm starting to feel sorry that the Arctic fox has disappeared out of sight, but almost immediately, I get lucky again with another big surprise.
Wow, look, We've sneaked up on a couple of walrus. Unbelievable. They just keep popping their heads up. See, on land, they're these fat, blubbery things that can hardly move. When they're in the water, they just rule it. They're like majestic. Their faces are beautiful. They look like old men. They're like, oh, what's going on? There's someone in a rubber boat staring at me. Beautiful creatures. Oh, my God.
It's been amazing to see all the walruses and the Arctic fox, but I'm still not satisfied. Above all else, I really want to get a close-up sighting of polar bears, and I'm certainly not going to give up hope yet. Heading out of Woodfield as we continue our journey back around the tip of Spitsbergen towards Longyearbyen and then home. We've got time to make one last stop at Rowfield before turning south. It's my last chance to see polar bears, and thank heaven, it looks like it might be my lucky day. Right on the water's edge, there are some fresh polar bear tracks.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's the proof there. It started. Look at that. You can just make them out. Like a couple of polar bears have been walking across the snow. That can only mean in this area there's a bit of polar bear action. Oh, come on.
Amazingly, we don't have to wait long.
Wow, look at that. There's two of them. A male and a female just lumbering along. They are. I even has to whisper, because it might scare them off with that closer. When you first see a creature that big on this earth, you're like, whoa, in awe. It's just a phenomenal feeling. It's almost like a spiritual moment. Unbelievable. It's fantastic.
Two polar bears that close, that is fantastic. That doesn't happen often, once in a season. That was just amazing.
My phenomenal Arctic adventure is nearly over, but there's just one last thing that I need to do in order to help celebrate the end of my journey in style. Axel takes me out on a last Zodiac trip to get what I need.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Look at that. That's a beauty. It's like a glass sculpture, isn't it?
A couple of thousand years old.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Whew. What are you back down here? Oh, this is the height of decadence. Look at this. Glacier ice, thousands of years old, in your gin and tonic. Oh, cheers. Oh, I could sell this to a Ponzi bar in London and make a fortune. Gin and tonic, sir, yes. Glacier ice, yes. £300, please. Oh, beautiful. Geez, how special is this landscape? You come out of your cabin, you walk on the deck, everywhere you look is just absolutely stunning. It's like a most beautiful picture that you've ever seen. Whether it's on this boat or whether it's on the trawler, the whole trip has just been off the scale. It's so special. I absolutely love it. Oh, and also, you know, 10,000-year-old ice in your gin and tonic. Does life get better than that? No. Oh, cheers, everyone. Woohoo!